Hello everybody, welcome to another guide video of Cupid. And what we're going to do today is pretty much going to show you his strengths, his weaknesses, why he's picked in the meta, and why people certain pick gods against him. His strengths right now, he's a very good early boxing god. So you pretty much should be dominating your lane in the early to mid game. And the picks that people usually go against him with is Athena and Rama due to the fact that they're late game. And so pretty
Artemis.
much Artemis. Oh, my bad, my bad. I don't know
It's
why I
okay.
said that.
It's okay. It's gods and goddesses. I know it's hard, but we got your
Yeah.
back.
Okay, okay. And of course, with me today is Lordor, like usual, with the funny
Lord Dor playing Artemis.
Oh yes, and we're going to show you why she's such a beast in the late game compared to Cupid. And pretty much with the idea with Cupid in the meta right now is that you beat your lane early, you keep the enemy hunter down, and you win in the mid game. So pretty much what your idea is, completely constantly punishing the hunter, because you
For
will
even
have
trying.
yes, because I mean his basic scaling is the best in of all the hunters in the game right now. His basic attacks will always hit. As you can see here, his power is already at 80. His HP is pretty decent at level 20. It's not the greatest. So now let's get into itemizations. I think the crit build is still viable. The attack speed build is still viable. Both builds are, if you have watched my Huey guide, both of those builds are still pretty useful. I personally like to go with a crit build because I like to deal damage and I like to deal fast and hard. But the thing is with Artemis, she already has a built-in rage into her passive. Oh, okay.
Makes
Sorry.
her OP.
Yeah, I thought, yeah. Okay.
Versus Cupid, who has just a punishing. Are you attempting to be badass? Well, you will be stopped.
No, not quite. I mean, I'm sorry for the pause. I thought someone came into the room. Yeah. Be careful, roommates. Shh. But anyway, moving on. Now back to abilities. Heart Bomb. This is your bread and butter. This is what you need. This is the one you max out. The scaling does not look the greatest. 50 damage at first with 170. It doesn't look so great, right? Wrong. This is what sets you up for all the kills. It's 20% slow. Duration is 3 seconds before it explodes. What it does, each of your basic attacks fills up your heart and your passive. 8 stacks of those will make your heart bomb explode. Instead of doing a slow, it will instead do a stun. And that will give you some more hits with your basic attack. And that's where all your damage comes from anyways, not your abilities, but your basic attacks. Okay, your second ability, the Share the Love. It's a healing ability. Yes, healing on a hunter. Why? But it's here.
Because it's a terrifying prospect.
Yes. So pretty much you can heal yourself, but you can also heal your support as well if they get damaged. And the thing is, if they pick up the heart, you get mana back. I mean, so pretty much he has a built-in mana gain back thing.
MP5.
So it's pretty much like almost having the. I can't remember that
It's
brand
close
name.
to having the Hearthstone.
Yeah, no, the Bluestone Pendant. I forgot the name of it. It's like having a Bluestone Pendant, but not as good.
I think that's what it's called.
Yes, the Bluestone Pendant. They recommend it, so I mean, like, if you're having to use your heart, share your love with your support a lot, then your Bluestone Pendant's not quite worth it. But it's okay. It's not bad. I would probably still go with Bluestone Pendant anyway as a starting point. And then you got the Flitter. It is your dash. It's your escape ability. It's really good with some gods to get away with, but if there's a friend right on the other enemy team, since it's a dash and not like a jump or a leap, he's still going to be on you anyway. So considering what gods you're up against, you might want to like time it when you use it. If you're using it, if there's a friend like I said on the other team, and he's in the midst of doing his pounce on you, you're gonna want to wait until the duration of the his slashes are done. Then you want to flitter away to get away. Then you have the ultimate, Fields of Love. This is a very good team fighting ability. It's a massive nuke. I would say it's almost on par of Artemis. Almost. What this
No
does
one
is,
takes on my bacon.
yes, it's almost like the bacon, almost. Except the fact that it acts like the heart bomb. It takes a few seconds for it to explode and deal all the damage, but within the area there is a cripple. So they're slowed a little bit. It's a 35% slow with a cripple, so it's hard to get out of. And when it explodes, when you have all your hearts up, when you have your 8 stack hearts, it dazes them for a good 4 seconds, I believe, or at least feels like 4 seconds. So it's really strong. And what it dazes, it's a lot like the Kumba sleep, where he puts you to sleep and stuff, and you can be waking up from that. It's the same theory. So pretty much, if he attacks you right after that, the daze really doesn't do anything. But if it hits multiple gods, they're dazed, and you only attack one of them, they're the only one that's not dazed. So yeah, you can see the pattern here. You can pretty much pick off one at a time when they're dazed like that. So it's not a bad ability. It's a pretty good team fight ability. But the thing is, you have to place it right. If you misplace it just a little bit and they're able to get out, it's pretty much a dud. Okay, so now let's get into items really quickly, since I am kind of choking on my own air. You're going to want to start with the Bluestone Pendant if you're not very comfortable with if you don't think the mana generation from your giving the love is not going to be enough to sustain your mana needs, then do that. Of course, go with you're going to want some lifesteal, so of course you're going to want Devourer's Gauntlet first, but you're going to have to get this, so the healing potion, it's an iffy. That is an iffy. You might not need it, you might want to go for a ward if you're feeling very comfortable, because that vision could very well save your life from a gank. But then again, the healing potion, since you only have about a 7% physical lifesteal, it is not a lot. That is hardly any lifesteal at all in the early game. So health pot, it really depends on what you need. But most of the time, I personally would go with the health pot since that 7% is really nothing. Then of course, as soon as you can, rush to Devourer's Gauntlet. Get this as soon as can. As soon as you hit 1,400 gold, you want to go back, buy it, because you want to get the stacking started immediately. And after that, I agree with the Ninja Tabbies, because it's really basic attack. Cupid is really focused on his basic attack more than anything. So the Ninja Tabby I agree with. The Executioner, I do agree with the Executioner as an item
It's too
afterward.
awesome.
Yes, it's a very good item now. Ever since the nerf to Quinsai, the Executioner is pretty much your go-to item. 1, it's cheaper. 2, it really shreds them
hard,
of them.
Increases attack speed.
It increases attack speed.
And my favorite, it turns tanks to butter just a little bit.
Yeah. What it actually does, it shreds their protections at a percent level. Stacks up. So I mean, each of your basic attacks reduces their armor. And 1, it gives you attack speed, so that means you're hitting them faster, which means you're reducing their armor quicker. You see where this is coming from? So yes, I agree with the Executioner. I agree with it 100%. That's if you're doing well. Now, if you're having issues in your lane, there's a different attack speed item you can purchase which will help you in the lane. The Ichevol. This item, it will actually help you in your lane big time. Due to the fact that 1, it gives you pretty good attack speed. It gives you 10 penetration, physical penetration. And when the difference between this and the Executioner is, yeah, you might not get any power from it, but the passive is actually quite good. Each of your basic attacks, if it lands on if you successfully land on a basic attack, you steal physical power. About 10 of it. So when you hit, and it stacks up 3 times. So pretty much with 3 basic attacks, you'll get the same amount of power, but with a little bit more attack speed. But the problem is your first attack will not deal that extra 30 damage. You'll have to wait till your third attack to deal that 30 damage. Oh no, wait, after your third attack to deal that 30 damage. So there's a bit of a trade-off. So the question is it worth the money? I believe it is, because it's a very cheap item. It's a 1,700 gold item compared to the Executioner, which was 22,400 gold. So you have to look at it like, you know what, it is worth the price you pay. And if you're having troubles in the game, you need a quick item to help you, you know, boost yourself up so you can like deal some damage. So depending on the situation you're in, you might want to go Executioner or you might want to go Ukavul. Again, if you're falling behind, Ukavul is what you want. If you're ahead, go Executioner, because the Executioner is going to push you a lot longer than the Ukavul ever can. Now the next item, this is where it gets complicated. You can go crits, you can go more attack speed. Okay, now let's go
maybe
over
even
this.
some pen.
Yeah, some penetration. But the thing is, if you want to do an attack speed build, you have to focus on mostly penetration and attack speed. You don't really want damage. And what the build is mainly based on is pretty much melting tanks. It's not really good for taking key objectives like Gold Fury and Fire Giant. It's mostly made for pushing. So that's when you're going to want the Hasten Fatalis. Hasten Fatalis, Quinsai even. And also you're going to want Quinsai for the fact that it will help you melt tanks. And that's the whole build of the attack speed build. That's the whole idea of it. You melt tanks. You melt people who get in front of you. You push. So I mean, it really depends. Are you going to be useful in team fights? Not as useful, no. That's where the crit build is, I think, is a little bit better due to the fact that you're dealing crit damage. You're doing about 600 to 700 damage with one basic attack on an individual. And what the crit build is mainly meant for is you targeting squishies. You're ignoring the tank. You're going for the main targets, the squishies. The hunters, the assassins, the mages. They're the ones you want to target when you're building the crits, because you want to kill them before they kill you, and crits really help you do that. So again, it really depends on your own playstyle. If you really like to just melt tanks and anyone who gets in your way of getting to that tower, because that is your goal with attack speed, then that is what you're going to want. You're going to want the attack speed. But me personally, I like to pick off the key targets. I like to help out in the objectives like Gold Fury, Fire Giant, and crits really help you in that endeavor due to the fact that you're dealing that crit damage towards those objectives. Quinsai does not, its passive does not work on those objectives. It only works on gods. So you're not dealing that 4% of its maximum health to itself. It does not
Which
work
would be
like that.
awesome if it did.
If it did, it would be overpowered and it would be probably nerfed. To be honest with you. Yes, it'll probably be nerfed again after, because this video is being made in season 2. So for the sake of this video, we're going to do the crit is what I usually like. Again, you can do what you like with the attack speed, and if you want to see that build, you can go into my Huey guide, which you can see in the playlist. So you're going to want to go with Rage first due to the fact that it's not bad damage, but the thing about Rage, it's passive and the percentage of critical strike chance. 30% for a 2,400 gold item is pretty good. It is really good. Then of course, after getting Rage, you're going to want to get Deathbringer. Why is that? The passive on Deathbringer is amazing. Each of your critical damage is increased by 50%. So normally if you're doing about 300 to 400 crit damage, you're going to be doing about 500 or 450 damage. No, it'll be about 500. That's including their protections and things like that. Which, of course, with Executioner, you'll be melting away while you're critting them. So each of your crits will get stronger and stronger. So that's another good reason why to pick up Executioner too. And after this, you can think, you know what, you want either more damage or maybe you want some kind of protections. You know, Witchblade's not a bad one. They suggest Witchblade. They suggest Shifter Shield, Magi's Blessing. All viable. All of them viable. But you are a carry, and Cupid has trouble in the late game, so you're going to have to go with more damage. You're going to have to. So at this point, you're going to sell the Bluestone Pendant, and then you're going to pick up more damage, I say. And they suggest Titan's Bane. I don't quite agree with Titan's Bane here. What Titan Bane's really good for is ability based, and Cupid's does not have the best ability based abilities. The damage on his abilities
that makes sense.
Yeah, I know. I know it sounded weird, but pretty much I'm trying to say his abilities are not the greatest. They don't do a lot of damage because he's mainly based on his basic attack. The biggest damage boost you'll get from the Titan Bane is on his ultimate, which is just one ability. So you're pretty much buying a 2,050 gold item just for one ability. It's not quite worth it. I like to get something more out of the items I buy. So this is where you can, like, you know, get a little experimental. Maybe you want some more lifesteal. Bloodforge is always a good one. You know, it stacks with basic attacks, and that's what you're building with. So why not, right? Or you can try something with a little bit more penetration, because right now in our build we have no penetration whatsoever. And some pen might be pretty good. So let's go into penetrations. And there's not a lot of choices here in the penetration department. We could go with SI. That's actually a quite good item for a very good price. Another one you could pick from for the attack speed instead of Ickful. It's only about 80 gold more in the end of the run. It gives you lifesteal. But the problem with it doesn't give you any damage at all. It just gives you lifesteal, some penetration, and attack speed. I mean, it's not bad for the price that you have to pay for it. But we're looking for something a little bit more damage orientated. The Crusher is not bad, but at the late end of the game, you're probably not gonna need it. Again, probably not gonna need it. So I would probably go with Ickvul because you're probably looking more to survive, and lifesteal at this point is going to be more valuable to you than a tank item or a ability or an item that gives you more protections. Due to the fact that, let's face it, getting more HP back than they're dealing damage to you is what's going to save your ass more than those protections. Let's be honest here. So I would suggest SI at this point if you did not pick up if you weren't forced to pick up Ickvul. Now, if we're going into the massively late game, where it's like you had trouble in the early game, and instead of the Executioner you had Ickvul, you can probably sell the Ickvul for the Executioner at this point. If you're that late in the game, but as a Cupid, you're not looking to be in that late of a game. You're looking to end it somewhere in the mid or the verge between mid to late game. You're trying to end the game somewhere in there, or at least establish the win. Pretty much like there's no way you guys are gonna come back. We're taking everything. We're taking even your jungle. There's nothing you can, and it's like you can't do nothing about it. And that's pretty much the position you want to be in. So I agree with this item build. This is the kind of build I like to do. It's what I like to see. And now we're doing our abilities. Of course, you're going to want to start with your 1. Of course, you pick this up when you're pretty sure this is what you're going to need. You pick up your 1, and you're going to want to max that out as fast as possible. Your next ability at the level 2, you can go one or the other. If you're doing fine in the lane, they're not really harassing you, and you're just doing fine, but your support is taking quite a bit of beating, you're going to want to do the 2. Give them some hearts, you know? And this is what it looks like. You throw some hearts on the ground, voila. Beautiful, right? Pretty.
They would go, numb them up, they feel better. Ymir feels safe.
And now your 1, pretty much it shoots him a little heart out and go kaboom.
No.
Then his ultimate. Yeah, I'll show you that in a bit. But pretty much what you're going to want to do is max out your 1 as soon as possible. After you get at least 1 level into 1 and 3 or your 2 or your 3. I'm sorry, my words are really messed up. I probably should not be doing this when I have to sleep. But anyway, moving on. We got bigger and better fishes to fry, don't we? So pretty much after this point, you might want to max out your 2 if your support is really having issues. But then again, your 3 also has a really interesting ability. Pretty much after you use your flicker, you have an attack speed increase. So you can use it as an offensive purpose as well. Pretty much you flicker and while all of a sudden you have a bit of an attack speed. And it leaves a little trail in the ground so whoever walks on it, they get a speed boost. So it's like a bit of support built into an ADC. It's not bad. Not bad, honestly.
Very utilitarian.
Yes, like he said. But I like to max out my 2 because the attack speed is pretty good at the early game. You don't really need to increase it. But your support might have some issues, and that's why I pick up that first. Then I would put levels into my ultimate as often as possible because the scaling is actually pretty decent. So let's just, since we know where we're building and we know the skill build, let's put this to the test. You probably have, yeah, you got 60 stacks above me, so it's not really fair.
Okay, go kill.
Yeah, let me just get these stacks up because right now the damage right now between an unstacked Devourer's Gauntlet and one that is, what's your damage at? Mine's at 247 with
Mine's at
12
266.
So yeah, there's a pretty good discrepancy between the two. That's about a what?
The jungles
30.
just came back, so it's worth checking out.
Oh, I see. You're taking all my sturf.
No. I was shooting them and then walking away. Oh,
I will
even being
hate
Cupid, you should be safe. I'll
Sorry.
give you a... No, wait. If I die, it could be like 50 seconds.
Yes, exactly. Don't do it. Don't do it quite yet. I know this is the boring part, so just handle with me. But you did see the crits there, didn't you? Those big
Crits
crits.
are real. 1, 2, run away.
Yeah, about 2 crits, and I did about 1,000, like a little bit over 1,000 damage with 2 basic attacks. I mean, that's nothing to look bad on. I'm critting these minions for about a little over 400, about 450. You know what? Screw it. You know what? The stacks are not that important. Let's just do this. We got this. We got this. I'm gonna wait for you to do your thing. You probably got. Oh yeah, you got actives as well. Against Artemis, I would go with the attack speed. Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Oh!
Yeah, because I didn't get beads. And with Artemis, you're gonna want beads for that reason. Because as soon as you see that boar out, you hit that beads, and all of a sudden that Boris is not gonna do jack and or crap to you.
Same with the vines.
And that's what I forgot to mention is actives. You're gonna want beads for against your opponent. If you're against an Artemis, because as soon as she hits that level 6 and you don't have beads, you can bet your ass she's gonna get aggressive on you very quickly. So let's do that. Next ability, next active, you can be a little bit creative here. You can go with Aegis. It's if you're really scared of a lot of burst damage, like a Poseidon maybe just keeps coming over and messing up your day. Maybe Aegis will save you. Because
now another item to actually look forward to, Genisied.
Yes.
I do recommend this. It is that underworld one. Oh god.
Shield of the Underworld.
It is worth doing if you have the lifesteal to do it.
Now what? Okay, now for people
such
who may
as
not
you
know,
lifesteal while they cannot. It is kind of a dick move.
Yeah, for what you don't, anyone who doesn't know what the new item of the world Shield of the Underworld is an activated. It's pretty cheap. It's only 600 gold. It's a one tier thing, so you don't. There is no 300 or 900 tier. It's right in the middle. It's quite unique for the fact that upon activation you reflect 40% of the all damage. So pretty much it's like having the what's that tank item that make Nubian Shield of the Nubian Lion, I believe is what it's called.
Hide of the Nemean
Yes,
Lion.
Hide of the Nubian Lion. I knew I was on the right path somewhere.
What the hell's a Nubian? I'll deal with that later.
Just deal with it later. Just too many Nubians in the meta.
But here's where it gets cool. Before the mitigation for the next 5 seconds, back to its owner. Now, it's all in magical damage. Most hunters, we don't build magical protection. We say we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but the problem.
But while it's active, here's where it gets sad for the enemy god. We can't lifesteal.
Enemies cannot lifesteal from you. So pretty much all life. Yeah, so you can do that. It is interesting, but you probably shouldn't really need it because that spot could be. Because Cupid only has one sort of escape.
Status.
Yes, that's dangerous. Yeah. No, that's actually if you're feeling very confident in the fact that it's like you're confident that you'll be able to pick the right engagement, that you'll be able to survive the engagement. Now, since Cupid only has the flutter and you don't actually get a good distance on that, I would suggest something else, something that will allow you to escape, something like a sprint maybe. Sprint, I would actually suggest a sprint with him because with Rama you have a pretty good distance with your escape, a really good distance, and also if you're still being chased, you can pop up into your ult, wait for the cooldown of your escape again, because by the time you come back down, it's going to be off cooldown again. So pretty much you can use your ultimate that way to buy time. So he has good ways to escape. Unlike Cupid, he only has his flutter, and that is it.
Another item you may want to check into besides sprint is the Achilles spear. Now, it does put you in the danger zone with taking damage, but it gives you a 30% movement speed for 5 seconds. And it kicked me out of the game again. So I'll be right back.
So yeah, you weren't moving. But anyway, you gain attack speed, you gain 35% lifesteal, 30% movement speed. So it's like a sprint. But the problem with this, these stats are so amazing, right? You take 30% additional damage from all sources. This means magical and physical, and even minions as well. So you really need to know when to use this. Not when they're behind their minions, because as soon as you attack them, the minions will aggro onto you.
And then you will die like a bitch.
Yes, you will die very quickly with this. So pretty much it's like you push the idea of this item, I believe, is you push the lane quickly, you get that, and all of a sudden they're in the bad position because they don't have any minions to tank the damage, and all of a sudden you're hitting them, you're moving faster, you're getting more lifesteal, and there's nothing they can really do about it because they don't have the damage to, kill you off quickly.
In response, you would generally have to buy Aussie or something with lifesteal or attack speed and hope to God you can outdance.
But of course, I personally, I think I'm going to go with the greater sprint. Due to the fact that I'm more comfortable with it. And 2, at the tier 3 ability of the greater sprint, you have it removes the debuff of moving and attacking when you have it active. Because when you're attacking and moving, it slows you down a bit. And with that debuff, it really gives you, with that debuff gone, it really gives you more flexibility. And no,
oh!
Get wrecked!
Oh, I had everything.
Oh yes, and now watch me lifesteal all that back off of one wave.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw is the power of Cupid. Yes, it hits hard. Yes, he's cute and cuddly. Don't let that fool you guys. He's
It's
a beast.
death.
He's a nightmare. He's
He's-
here to take the ladies.
Yes, and also your lives, because he wants it all.
The towers, the titans. He wants everything.
Yes, and that's what I'm taking. I'm taking it everything. I'm taking it all. And you can't stop me.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do say we hope this has helped you as much as it helps us. Because this actually showed me something fantastic about Cupid. He's a dick. So I'm going to be playing him more.
And also another thing about Cupid, you can use your one to help wave clear. And what the one does is pretty much if you hit someone, because it does a little bit of damage on impact, so if you kill a minion with it, it immediately explodes. So you're like, just like that. So, I mean, you could stack up the... Oh, and I'm out here. I'm running. And I guess we're going to call this a game. Well, I try to finish this up, or he'll finish me. One of the two is going to happen. I'll see you guys next time.
Someone gets finished.
Yes.
Sounds dirty.
But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and like always, later.